Hello, everyone. This is Mike from Dimensional Walking, and today we're going to do um, something a little different. Although I say that quite a bit, a little different, but it's always in the paranormal world, UFOs, etc. So today's video is going to be about something that came to me recently from one of our loyal viewers in India. She had watched the mermaid video I had done a week ago or so, and so she wanted to relate a subject very similar to mermaids, but something that was more from her country, India. So I'm going to call this one Paranormal Legend of Bihar, India. Uh, so, anyways, this legend are called like water spirits, they call them, okay? And this particular one is called Pandubbi. And I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Just letting you know. Anybody that's watching from India, you're probably laughing right now. But that's the best I could do. That's it. That's how I pronounce it. So sorry if I pronounced it incorrectly. So these are water spirits, and apparently in India there's quite a few of these water spirits, and several of them are somewhat different, but most of them are the same. And one of the things that draws them together, they're all malevolent. They're all pretty dangerous entities, beings, whatever you want to call them. Some of them are considered like ghosts, um, and they're always dealing with underwater. They're dealing with people going into water and then being drowned in the water. Even a well. Like there are some of them that are in the western part over by the Himalayas, and they're called the Kanjwa, and they are pretty much dealing strictly with wells, where they will come out and emerge out of the well, and they would draw energy from people that have drowned in the well, apparently. And so that's in the western part. This is actually in Bihar, India, and this is where there's a lot of these uh, Pandubbi uh, kind of sightings and incidents and people drowning and dying. Um, so so here I'm going to kind of relate this story a little bit about this person from India, one of our viewers. And so she taught he I don't know if it's a he or she, but that particular person talks about her mother used to when she, they were a child, would talk about uh, would go out to the countryside and whatever her job was, and she would kind of hang out among the villagers. And there was always an office there she was working out of. And so my viewers would go out and would go ahead and talk to the villagers, etc. And they always told, I'm going to say it's a her, it may be a she. So I told her, and I apologize to my viewer if you're a male, but I'm going to say it's a she, that she should be careful to going by the rivers and the waters in this particular area, because there was this entity that would grab people, and it could be in shallow water, basically grab people in shallow water and drag them into deeper water, and then drag them under, and then stuff dirt or sand in their mouth and basically choke them and drown them. And this apparently happened quite frequently uh, over the years. And so everybody seemed to be aware of it. They always told her to go ahead if you're going to go down by the river. And there's a lot of rivers and lakes and water type things in India, and in different parts of India, of course. Some are pretty dry, but a lot of India has rivers and lakes. So there was always this opportunity to kind of be entrapped by one of these entities. So anyway, she throughout her life she would be told this over and over again. Now she admits maybe these people just want to make sure she didn't get close to the water, fall in, and drown. But anyways, these stories are pretty consistent throughout all the areas that she visited with her mother. So anyways, that was kind of her story. Now, uh, she also had a maid that lived with the family, and the maid would tell her numerous stories about these uh, Pandubis and their ability to grab people, children, adults, all sizes, and drag them into the water. Now, one of the things that was also very consistent, the way they looked. They were extremely ugly. That's not a grand description, and they had this long hair, um, and they looked very creepy, I guess. And they would see their heads kind of popping out of the water, and you basically couldn't see too much as far as eyes go, but they could see this long, stringy hair. Now, that is a little bit similar to some of the things that I described to you on the mermaids. Okay, uh, that the mermaids had seemed to have this long, stringy hair. They also were quite ugly, not beautiful, like depicted in movies, etc. Um, so there was some similarities there. Now, mermaids kind of go both ways. They can be kind of fun and helpful and do some good things. And there's also been stories, as I told you in the mermaid video, that where they would, grab people and try to drown them, etc. I don't think they were that successful in most cases, but anyways, there were some reasons why Blackbeard the pirate would try to stay away from those areas where it had the mermaids. So, anyways, so with that said, let's see what else we got here on this. Uh, yes, and then there was during my research, I did find, and I'm going to try to put a link to this video. I did find a video online of one of the results, somebody that actually was drowned by, or almost drowned by these entities. And unfortunately, unless you know Hindi, you're not going to be able to get it. It's going to be somewhat lost in translation. It was for me. I was able to pick up some of the words and translate them. And in the video, which was quite fascinating because it showed this person, looked like a small adult. It looks like it was a female, and she was covered in mud, and she seems to be describing how she was pulled under, and she had mud in her face, in her mouth, etc. And she was very distressed, but she was alive, and apparently she lived. And she was describing this incident that happened to her. So I'll try to find the link again. I'll try to find the video. I'll try to put a link up there. Take a look at it. It's pretty impressive from the standpoint that it does match a lot of these things that people were saying, including the story that was related to me by our viewer, um, and a lot of the things were very similar. So I thought that was really interesting. Anyways, I really do appreciate it again that my viewer related this information and shared her story with me, and so I could share it with you. And the other thing, when you're looking online, if you want to do some of your own research on this, go ahead. Be careful because apparently the term Pandubbi is also a term that means submarine in that they talk about the Indian submarine fleet. But it also has to do with underwater, submergible entities that are underwater, etc. So, when you look, keep on looking until maybe you find what you're looking for as far as additional information on these entities. So, anyways, with that said, hope you enjoyed it. I really wanted to just introduce you to this other maybe mermaid type entity that lives and comes out of lakes and comes out of wells and comes out of rivers rather than out in the ocean like the mermaids do. So anyways, with all that said, thank you very much. If you like us, please subscribe. If you want to send some direct email, it's dementialwalking@gmail.com. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, and goodbye.